You told me when we spoke, there were two things, right? Your legs and the color of your skin. Those were the two things that people kind of, I guess, came at you about and kind of coming to grips with those. But it didn't sound like you dealt with a whole lot of teasing or meanness, did you?
I did. I did. I just had more positive.
Yeah.
I had and I've learned that about myself. There was a time where those teasing moments were like the highlighted my day. Like that's all I could think about. But if I think about the amount of people that came around and had more positive things to say, um, and those were my friends that I relied on for I don't need to believe what this person is saying about me. My friends know who I am. My family knows who I am. There was, different locations in San Diego. It was because of my legs and because I was really young. Kids don't know. In Alabama, it was more of like you're not from here, you know, and so it was a little bit different there. And then as I got older, then I started filling out. Then the teasing stopped. So
Yeah, you're like,
but
I'm
I
gonna
was.
kick your butt. Look at this. I can. You're like, yeah,
They
you're
saw
going
me,
to tease me, man.
right. They realized like, oh, he's bigger and his legs are metal. Like, that's a problem in both ways. But I was never like, I was such the pacifist. Like I never caused any problems or issues. I was not fighting. Um, but I was from 3 to 10, there was a lot of teasing and I didn't know how to respond to it. So I was
Because of your
angry at
legs.
times. Yeah,
Because of
specifically in my legs. The only time my color came into play, and I guess it's just the reverse. When I'm in the able-bodied world, they're focused on my disability. When I'm in Paralympic swimming, swimming is, a lot of people would say, an elitist sport. There's not a lot of people of color that are in Olympic swimming, let alone Paralympic swimming. So I had my friend Rudy who told me like, you got to understand. For me and Rudy, we were friends. We grew up together, and Rudy, I joke on him. I was like, I see you as a Mexican man, and I feel like people don't see you that way. And he's like, yeah, I know, but it is what it is. He told me like, you have to realize that for some of these people, they haven't been around Black people. And that just shook me because I'm just like, oh, that's right. When some people are born with a disability, you're kind of sheltered, you're kind of kept in your area, kept with your people. So it made sense. Like for me, I had CAF where you were in a diversity of multiple cultures and different disabilities. But not everybody grew up in an environment where you have a CAF. They might have been the only person with a disability in their environment. And then on top of that, their family's going to keep them in their environment because of that. So, going to a swim meet and I'm getting stared at by other people with disabilities. I'm like, look, you got a leg too. You got two legs. You're missing an arm. Like, what are y'all staring at? And it took Rudy telling me that. And I was like, okay, now I understand, because I didn't even have that issue. With CAF, I got exposed to, even though living in San Diego, I lived on the side of town where there were a lot of people of color. But because of CAF, I got exposed to everybody of different cultures. And then I went back to my home, but because of that, those events and going back and forth, like I formed bonds that I still have today. Versus years of, it could be a decade or plus of just not being around other people of other cultures. And now you don't know how to act. You don't know how to be just yourself and appreciate somebody else's culture.
Welcome to the show where dreams take flight.